Hello, my name is Michael and welcome to an online edition of The Works for the Clearview Library District. The Works is a program for kids ages 6 to 12 who like to tinker, build, get messy, and explore. And it's a way for you to engage in science, technology, engineering, art, and math, or STEAM. So each week I'll have a new project for you to try at home, and I'll be focusing on a different part of STEAM learning every week. This week we'll be working with technology. Now, I wanted to do something sort of engaging a little bit of the outdoors, but that proved to be a challenge with our coding today. However, we are going to do some coding involving plants versus zombies, in fact. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, now if you, let's see, the easiest way I found for this is to just search hour of code plants versus zombies. Now you can get there through hour of code or code.org but it takes some clicking through. So I just Googled hour of code plants versus zombies, and it's that first link across the top, code.org, course 3, maze number 1. If you click that, you can get started. So with code.org, all you have to do is read the instructions across the top. And this will give us our first clue to the challenge. So, dear person, me zombie, must get to sunflower. Okay. So what we know is that our zombie wants to get to the sunflower. Now we know the zombie is, in its perspective, it's just looking straight forward at the zombie or at the plant. But we need to understand sort of how to orient ourselves as if we were the zombie. Now that will become important in the next couple challenges. But right now, we need to just figure out how to move forward to have the zombie get the plant. Now, we have our white workspace here in the middle of the page, and across the top of this white space, we have when run. Now, when run means when you click the run button underneath the game, when the game starts, we want our character, the zombie, to do something. So we know at this point, we just have a straight path to the sunflower. So we want to move forward. So what you'll do is click on the move forward block and drag it under and nest it under the when run block. And it should just snap into place. Now let's go ahead and click on run and see what happens. So we see we have a problem here that something's not quite right yet. Now, we see our zombie move forward, but only one space. So if our zombie was reset, let's put him back. We want to count how many spaces to get to the sunflower. So we want 1, 2, 3. So we already have one move forward block underneath the when run. We need 3 total. So I'm going to drag 2 more and let's try again. Success. Okay, so we defeated the first puzzle. Let's go ahead and continue. Now, puzzle 2, it's going to get a little bit more difficult each time. So now we really have to start kind of orienting ourselves as if we were the zombie in the game. So if the zombie is looking straight forward, we notice at the end of the path, there's what looks like a chomper, and those are dangerous. We just want to get to the sunflower instead. So let's begin to just step-by-step plan how to get to the sunflower. So I know the zombie's looking straight forward, but we have a space in between us and the chomper, so I think it's safe to move forward once. Now, sometimes when you're thinking through a problem, you just want to do it step by step. So for this challenge, let's do it step by step and hit run after each block, and that'll help us kind of plan the next step. So we'll hit run. And our zombie is close, but we have a way out to get to the sunflower. So now it becomes important. We need to figure out which way to turn. Now, do we want to turn left or right? Now, that depends on which direction the zombie is pointing in. So the zombie is looking forward towards the chopper, but on the screen, it's right. Now, if we want to go up, it makes sense that we would want to turn left to go up on the screen. So let's go ahead and turn left and then hit run or reset and then run. Yeah, so now our zombie has turned left but still needs to move forward. So let's do this step by step. So I think we need to move forward and hit reset and run and test that. Yep, that's where we want to be. Now we need to orient ourselves again in the game and kind of decide which way we want to go. So if we are the zombie and we're looking forward, which is up on the screen, it makes sense that we'll want to turn right to get to the sunflower. So I'm going to turn right. I'm going to hit reset and run to test that. Perfect. So now we just need one more step to get to the sunflower. We know we need to move forward, and I expect that we'll finish the level. Perfect. So now we know a little bit how to orient ourselves on the screen to figure out which direction we want to move in. Let's go ahead and go to lesson 3. Okay, so now we're going to play with orientation a little bit more. Now this time, however, instead of going step by step and hitting run in between each step, we're just going to use our imagination and do every step along the way before we hit run and see if we can figure it out. So our zombie is looking forward, but on the screen, that means down, right? So I know we're going to want to move forward, and that should place the zombie at this corner. Now, if our zombie is looking down on the screen, we're going to want to move right. For him to turn right, then he'll be looking in this direction towards the chomper. So my thinking is to turn right, and we'll still be right here because we haven't moved forward yet, but we should be looking down this path towards the chomper. So we're in this corner. Now we need to count how many squares we need to move forward. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3 squares. So I'm going to put 3 move forwards. 1, 2, 3. Now, in my estimation, we should be in this square looking directly at the chomper. If we move one more square ahead, we'll get chomped. So if we're looking towards the chomper, that's looking left on the screen, but we want to turn and go down. So sometimes it's easy to kind of stand up and look in the direction of where our zombie would be and then figure out which way is left. So we want to turn left. Now, in my estimation, now we should be right here at this block, pointing down towards the sunflower, and then we just want to count how many squares we need to move forward. So 1, 2. So my guess is 2 move forwards, and if everything we've thought through is correct, this should get us to the end. And this is an example of a different way to think about a problem. Once you understand the step-by-steps, you can kind of start thinking ahead and imagining the moves you need to make in advance. So let's hit run and see if this works. Got it. Success. Okay, we're going to do one more, and then I'm going to let you do the challenges on your own. So I'm going to hit continue. Okay, so this level 4 of the maze introduces a new block called the repeat block. A video will probably pop up if this is the first time you've been on the site, and you'll want to put me on pause and watch that 30-second video that will introduce the concept of repeat blocks. Or you can click on the maze loops video underneath the game board over here. So what we see now is under our blocks section, we have a new block. So we had these blue ones before, move forward, turn left, turn right. Now we have a repeat block. Now, a repeat block is going to allow us to place a different block inside of it, and it will do that move as many times as we tell it. So our instructions for this is to use the repeat block to solve the puzzle quickly. All right, so we know our zombie wants to reach the sunflower and stay away from the chompers. So really, it looks pretty easy. We want to move forward, and we're going to count the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So instead of dragging the move forward block 5 times, we could just repeat it. So we're going to use the repeat block and drag it. And then we're going to drag the move forward block inside of that so it's nested in there. And we'll hit run. So it did all 5 of those just at once. Instead of using 5 pieces of code, we just needed 2. And actually, I will do one more with you and then let you do the rest. So this one, we're combining a couple of repeats and some sort of direction orientation. So the instructions say, can you solve this puzzle using the fewest number of blocks possible? So to me, it looks like we have 2 big moves to make. This direction and then this direction. That's the easiest way to the sunflower. We can just forget about this chomper and moving in these directions. So we know we're gonna have to count it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know we're going to want to move forward 4 times. So instead of moving the move forward block and dragging it 4 times, we're going to use the repeat again. And it's going to ask us how many times. 4 times. You can just click on that white space and put in whatever number you want. We're going to drag move forward in there. So if we count that out, 1, 2, 3, 4, we should be in this corner. Now, what we want to do is orient ourselves and point down to get to the sunflower. So if we were looking right on the screen, to point down, we would want to turn right. So we're going to do our next move, which is turn right. And then, in my estimation, we should be pointing down. We want to count the number of squares to get to the sunflower, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we want another repeat block here at the bottom. I'm going to repeat 5 times, and we want to move forward 5 times. So I think that's the fewest number of blocks. Let's go ahead and run it and see if that's successful. We got it. So I'll let you finish the rest of the lessons. Again, all you have to do is search for Hour of Code, Plants versus Zombies on Google, and you can get to this little tutorial. Go ahead and finish them up. If you have any questions or run into any problems, you can always email me. My name is Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, @clearviewlibrary.org. And thanks again for joining me on The Works.